First tonight, video of a powerful storm moving across West Michigan late yesterday. These images show high winds tearing the roof off a Lakeshore Elementary School, forcing it to close for the day. In Kalamazoo County, the wind toppled this awning at the Marathon gas station. Thankfully, no one was hurt. The National Weather Service says gusts there were close to 60 miles an hour. To the east, in Climax Township, 3 children lost their lives last night when a tree on a rural road smashed on top of the family's minivan. It was all caused by this powerful line of storms, including a confirmed EF0 tornado near Caledonia. The severe weather extended from north of Grand Rapids south to the Indiana border. Tonight we have team coverage. Meteorologist Blake Hansen is looking ahead to more severe weather possibly later this week. But we begin with 13 on your side's Callie Lichter live in Kalamazoo County. And Callie, what have you learned about the family in that minivan?
Juliet, this is the stump of the tree that fell onto the minivan, and this is the road that they were taking down. And you can see there are a lot more big trees along this stretch of road, but the Kalamazoo County Sheriff says that this incident could not have been predicted. A family is dealing with unimaginable loss after a large tree fell on their van, killing 3 children as storms ripped through southwest Michigan Sunday evening. The family was driving in Climax Township when the tree fell, killing a 2-year-old girl and her 4-year-old brother, and their cousin, an 11-year-old girl.
The difficulty here is that there's really, it looks like nothing anybody could have done. Family could have not avoided this. They didn't predict that something would happen in that area at that time.
Kalamazoo County Sheriff Richard Fuller says there was no way the family could have predicted the tree, which spanned 2 lanes of traffic and then another 12 feet, would have fallen in that moment, crushing the middle of the passenger van. He also says the conditions from Sunday's weather created the perfect storm.
We've had a lot of rain that makes things, that makes the ground soft. At the same time, we had high winds again the other day.
Those high winds and rain were felt 20 miles to the east into Concha, where residents compared the storms to being in a tornado.
Rain started raining really heavy and the wind blowing, and then it sounded like a freight train going through. That's really all we've seen stuff blowing around.
Nikki Reynolds and Emily Sykes says they have never experienced bad weather like this before.
Oh, it's a mess.
I thought it was crazy because I had never seen, other than video footage, I have never seen in real life.
While it would not have helped the family on Sunday, Fuller says listening to a radio and being aware of your surroundings in a storm are the best ways to stay safe. There were 3 other passengers in that minivan. There was another child and a mother who are both in stable condition, and a father who, as of today, is also in stable condition. Live in Kalamazoo County, I'm Callie Lichter, 13 on your side.
Tonight, many continue clearing branches and assessing the damage in the areas after yesterday's storms. 13 on your side's Jeremiah Brown went to some of the hardest hit places and shows us what he found.
It sounded like movie effects hurricane. Howling, hearing the house sort of take some of it, that kind of groan of stress from the wind on the house.
On Monday, cleanup continued for many across the area after Sunday's storm. In Kent County, north of Lowell, large trees became strewn across Lauren Pearson's yard. Damage to the roof also seen on a nearby home. In Newaygo County's Grant Township, winds heavily damaged these high-voltage towers. The top of one bent over to its side, and one blown over and lying on the other side of the road.
Across our driveway, we had probably 5 or 6 trees. The biggest one was a healthy tree that was around 3 feet in diameter, and it had been taken out. In my recollection, this is the most trees we've lost in one storm. We're very lucky that none hit our house.
Pearson says this is the most damage she has seen to their property from a single storm.
We were able to get some family friends of ours out here with chainsaws and get everything all cut up and taken care of.
Cleanup started soon after the storm ended. She says they are thankful the trees are their only concern.
We are extremely grateful that no one in our family was hurt, and we were able to contact some of our neighbors, and it seemed like they were doing okay as well, which we're very grateful for.
Jeremiah's in the newsroom now. And Jeremiah, what else did you see in those two counties?
Yeah, Julia, fortunately, we only saw a very limited number of homes that had some damage to their roofs, uprooted, broken trees across properties, and down power lines were most of what we saw in parts of Newaygo and Kent counties. Again, both consumers and Great Lakes Energy urge people to stay away from any damage or downed power infrastructure, Juliet.
Thank you, Jeremiah. Here's another look at the surveillance video showing a storm moving through Muskegon County and passing through a school playground. It shows the moment the roof of Beach Elementary in Fruitport Township starts coming off. 13 on your side's Aaron Sullivan has the story.
Been at the scene several times already, but now it's light outside, so you can actually see the damage that these strong winds did to the roof of this school. And let me tell you, inside, it definitely looks like a different picture. That's where they're starting their cleanup. That's going to take quite some time. We actually got footage from last night's storm from the school surveillance camera, and you can clearly see why this cleanup won't be an overnight task. In the video, you can see debris flying off of the school's roof and a shed filled with toys getting tossed across the playground. Inside, the school's gym now completely damaged. That gym also serving as the school's cafeteria. And after seeing the aftermath of the storm, Superintendent Jason Kennedy says it was extremely shocking.
Walking the playground and seeing the debris from the storage shed and the hula hoops and the balls and the Matchbox cars and all of the things that bring joy to kids being scattered all about, she brought tears to my eyes.
The school is now waiting for an insurance adjuster to assess the damage here, so there's still a lot of questions waiting to be answered about the cleanup. And we've been talking to residents of Fruitport who live near the elementary school, telling us that they weren't touched at all by the storm. There's no damage or debris by their house, but I want you to take a look at what we're standing in front of right now. This is a section of bleachers that's here on the baseball field located behind the elementary school, and it's just unbelievable that a gust of wind picked this up and threw this right near the pitcher's mound. So definitely a lot of crazy damage we're seeing here in person today, but we are absolutely going to be covering this story, seeing how the cleanup process goes, so you're definitely going to want to stick with us for that. 13onyourside.com is where you're going to want to visit to find more up-to-date information. But for now in Fruitport, Aaron Sullivan, 13 on your side.
Consumers Energy, DTE, and Great Lakes Energy are all working around the clock to restore power. This is the Consumers Outage Map. Most of those affected in our area live north and east of Grand Rapids. Consumers Energy says the severe weather in West Michigan combined with heavy ice in northern Michigan, creating a perfect storm. They say crews working in the northeast part of the state are faced with challenging conditions.
Trees are just falling. As we're standing there working, anywhere from right next to you, you can hear it happening all over the place. I've had video sent to me from our crews working through that. There's been ice buildup on our equipment. So our top priority is safety of our resources. We're making sure they feel safe as they walk forward.
And as they clean up from these storms, Consumers Energy is preparing for the possibility of more outages when another round of severe weather could move through our state. So we are under a 13 weather impact alert because of that. So I want to go over to meteorologist Blake Hansen to fill us in on what to expect.
Yeah, quiet through tomorrow, Juliet, but starting Tuesday night into Wednesday, we're going to have a few rounds of impactful weather. First in the way of maybe a wintry mix early Wednesday, and then that thunderstorm potential later on Wednesday itself. We'll have all the details of what we know so far and what you can expect in your full forecast after the break.